देखिए, अगर आप रैग यूज़ कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब क्या है? आप अंडर द हुड you are actually prompting. So if you are an amazing prompt engineer, you can amazing RAG engineer as well. Also RAG जो है उसको अगर तुम agentic भी कर दो, ultimately it is prompting the LLM for n number of iterations till the time it is not getting the end result. So basically everything, whenever there is a LLM involved, you are ultimately prompting. Okay. Now, how does it happen? I can explain you, okay, how RAG is equal to prompting. So, suppose you are creating, you are having XYZ files, you have divided them using a splitter, then you have loaded them into a vector DB using a Chroma DB or any vector DB of your choice. It is in a embedding using embedding model. It is in a 3D space with all those details. You know the similarity, the cosine similarity. With using that details, you are able to get a context based on the user query. So first time you're calling the LLM using the user query and getting all the details from the vector DB, having that details which you have added as you have augmented the PDFs, right? So when you are extracting that, you're calling it as a context. System message you have to define as a developer that you are data analyst, you are going to explain the reasons for deciding factors for giving the answer, and this is the query from the user query will be given by the end user. A system message is the developer will define so that the LLM will know that on what particular scenario the LLM should respond to. User query is what is the exact question which we have got from the end user. Context is the like joining all the chunks we have received based on the user query from the attached documents we have added in the form of vector DB. So suppose you have 10 documents, those 10 documents will be converted into chunks in a vector DB, and those will be like a store, vector store, from where the context will be fetched from the retriever. So ultimately, when you get these three things, user message, system message, and that context, you are again creating a prompt. Again you will have to create a prompt with all these three things and again invoke the LLM, and then whatever the answer is coming from the LLM is your end result. Now when you are using agentic RAG, so one agent is nothing but a LLM, a brain, plus tools. What are the tools? Tools are like web pages, the database, or links which you are giving access to. So suppose you are a person who can think, that is LLM. But if you are a person who can think and act, you are an agent. So agent will have two things: actuators will do things, and sensors which will uh, try to understand the environment and behave accordingly. All right. So whenever the agent is doing the prompting again and again till the time the user query is not properly answered, it is agentic AI, agentic RAG. So basically everywhere whenever there's a LLM, we are basically prompting in any form. It is never the case that you can use API with the LLM. API can be used to connect to the LLM. Like we have an OpenAI API keys, so that will help me to connect to the LLM. But I have to invoke the LLM using the prompt only. I hope you have understood the concept.